Hello everyone, and welcome back to your boy, The Sean Davy Way Show. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in and tap that bell if you would like to be notified of all of our future content. Today, I bring you another Surviving on Drake. We have a part 2 of Drake's children and why he hates them. That will be dropping, but until then, I think that we should keep pointing out the things that Kendrick Lamar and others have been pointing out about Drake for quite some time. Kendrick Lamar and Drake, as of the last couple weeks, have been releasing multiple diss tracks against each other. We're going to break down what Drake said in the future about Kendrick, but right now we're going to focus on Drake. Another thing Kendrick said, which is public information, it's not a secret, that Drake has inappropriate relationships with young women or girls in the industry. And that is very so much true. Without holding you any further, let's get into those inappropriate relationships that Drake has with teenagers in the industry. Shout out to screenshotmedia.com. In 2018, Stranger Things actress Millie Bobby Brown, age 14 at the time, revealed on the Emmy Awards red carpet that she and Canadian rapper Drake were great friends, who regularly text her, quote, "We text each other the other day and he was like, 'I miss you so much.' And I was like, 'I miss you more. He's great.'" She told Access Hollywood. At the time, Drake was 32. Side note, I don't care who you are, how many albums you have, how much money you've made, how famous you are. A 32-year-old should not be texting a 14-year-old. I get that Drake is a huge fan of Stranger Things. So am I. I even have a poster in my home, but I have never contacted Millie Bobby Brown to let her know how big of a fan I am because I deem it as inappropriate. Now, if there is a post that's up about her, something public, I don't mind going in the comments and being like, "Hey, Millie, great job. Huge fan. My children love you." But I'm not going to feel the need to reach out to her myself to exchange phone numbers and text messages. For what? Why does Drake, at 32 years old, need to be friends with a 14-year-old? It does not make any sense at all. I don't care what he says. You can't dress it up. It's inappropriate. It's creepy. It's weird. Drake, like Millie Bobby Brown, has always expressed that the relationship was innocent. Millie Bobby has always said that Drake has been kind, super sweet, one of the nicest guys ever. I'm here to let you know, Millie, groomers usually are. That is how they stand out. They need to make it so that you feel that you have no worry in the world when it comes to them, that you give them complete trust just for them to break it later on in life. Overall, Millie and Drake's conversations weren't all that bad, but there were things that pointed out to me. When Millie Bobby Brown expressed to Drake that her ex-boyfriend at 14 years old had really broken her heart, Drake kept talking to her about it, and I think that that's inappropriate. I don't feel like that's something you should be talking to this 14-year-old girl about boys at 32 when you swear that this is so innocent. Why is boys or relationships coming up at all if this is just because you're such a big fan of Stranger Things? I do not buy it for 1 second. But let's keep going. Almost immediately after the news broke, the internet, especially the Twitter community, obviously began to express concern about the two celebrities' relationships. Soon after the controversy started, it quickly became clear that Brown wasn't the only girl that was not of age Drake was texting. In 2019, Billie Eilish sat down with Vanity Fair for the 3rd year in a row where she was given identical interview questions. In the video, Eilish is asked the same series of questions about her life and career as her old interviews are played back so that she can react to them, noting how much her life has changed in a few short years. One of the questions that she got asked was, "Who is the most famous person in your phone?" In the 2017 interview, the singer named fellow singer Khaled, who she also referred to as a homie of mine. In 2019, however, Eilish had a lot more famous people in her context to cite. She listed Hailey and Justin Bieber, Young Thug, Avril Lavigne, Ariana Grande, Kid Cudi, Ty Dolla $ign, Tiana Taylor, and countless others she chose not to mention before she finally landed on Drake. She then went into a brief monologue about how nice the rapper is, especially given his celebrity status and success. She continued on to mention that they had spoken via text in the past, but like Drake, come on, Drake is like the nicest dude I ever spoken to. I mean, I've only texted him, but he's so nice. Like, he does not need to be nice, you know what I mean? He's at the level of his life where he doesn't need to be nice, but he is, you know? Eilish rambled during the interview. Although the exchanges between her and Drake may be very well harmless, some fans found it suspicious that the then 33-year-old artist was again found to be texting another underage girl. Drake had been texting and talking to Billie Eilish ever since she was 16. Billie Eilish was born in December. She's 22 years old now, and it's 2024. The interview was conducted in November of 2019. So at that point, she was only 17 during the interview, stating that she had already had Drake's number and that they had already been texting and talking to each other. So Drake has been talking to Billie Eilish since she was around, I'll say 15, 16 years old. Absolutely. Again, inappropriate. What is Drake's excuse for talking to this girl? I get that Billie is talented, no different than Millie, but why contact them? Why can't you just say from a distance that they're great artists or a great actress and just keep it pushing? Why do you have to contact them? Why do you have to text them? Why do you have to know things about them? Why? Like Drake, explain that. Why do you have to know these underage women? Although suspicious enough to raise eyebrows, the two situations mentioned above were not the only times Drake has exhibited predatory behavior. Back in May 2010, while performing in Denver, Colorado, the rapper invited a fan to come up on stage with him. Someone present at the concert filmed what happened next in a video that resurfaced online in 2019. Soon after, Brown revealed that Drake, who she had initially met in Australia back in November 2017, texted her advice about boys. All right, note. So again, Drake was texting a 14-year-old about boys. Why is a 32-year-old man talking to a 14-year-old about boys? I would see if it was his 14-year-old little sister. Completely get that. It's innocent, no harm, no foul. But strangers? Crazy. Let's keep going. In the 2010 clip, the Canadian rapper invites the girl on stage during his performance at the theater, dances with her, kisses her neck, comments on her shampoo, then pulls her shirt down at the back of the neck to kiss her again. After reaching both hands across her chest while standing behind her, he picks up his microphone and says he is getting carried away. When asked about her age, the girl replies, 17, to which Drake responds, I can't go to jail yet, man. Even after discovering her age, he continues, why do you look like that? You thick. Look at all this. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breasts feel against my chest. He is then seen kissing her on the cheeks and forehead in a way that can only be described as extremely creepy. Drake would have been 23 at the time of the video was taken. The age of consent in Colorado is 17. To this day, he has not responded to the video, and his U.S. publicist has always declined to comment on the matter. Side note, so this is why it is inappropriate for someone of Drake's age and caliber to be talking to these women that are underage. Because if he was in this video, he asked the young lady on stage, and Drake was 23 at the time, how old she was. And she said 17 in front of the entire theater that she was 17 years old. He continued to kiss her on her neck and her cheeks, to say sexual things about her body and how thick she was and all of that. Stated that he don't want to go to jail yet. Stated that he doesn't know if he should feel guilty about how he feels. If you feel anything like that, that a person is jailbait or that jail is coming up or that this may not be appropriate, then you run. You get as far away from that person as possible. But leave it to Drake to continue to pursue that person. I want to leave this in your head when it comes to this situation with this 17-year-old on stage that Drake wants to make it look like it's not a big deal. If it's not a big deal, why has Drake never commented on it? 2, if Drake's relationship with Millie Bobby Brown and Billie Eilish was appropriate, then why did he do inappropriate things to this young lady on stage? If he had it his way, he would have done the same things he was doing to her, to Millie Bobby Brown at 14, and he would have did the same thing to Billie Eilish at 15 or 16. The only reason he did not is because they are not as attainable as this young lady here. So again, he can't convince me that he does not have inappropriate relationships with people underage. He absolutely does. I don't find anything innocent about his conversations with Millie or Billie. I think that he was sexually and still is attracted to both of those girls from the age that they were to the age that they are now. There's more, much more. Years ago, no one had any idea that Drake and SZA, the singer, had ever hooked up. And it wasn't necessarily an issue, but I kind of wonder why SZA never said anything and Drake did. So Drake got backlash for basically pillow talking with the world about the women that he slept with. People felt like that was trash. That wasn't the thing that was actually trash about it, if you ask me. The problem was SZA was only 17 at the time. If you thought that was the end of it when it comes to Drizzy's questionable ways, think again. In the song Mr. Right Now, released in 2020 by the Atlanta-based rapper 21 Savage and American record producer Metro Boomin on their collaborative album Savage Mode 2, Drake sings a verse that garnered particular attention for its mention of SZA. His quote, "Yeah, she says she wanna F to some SZA. Wait, cause I used to date SZA back in 2008. Drake raps on the track. In 2008, SZA would have been 17 and Drake 22. While the age of consent in the rapper's hometown of Toronto is 16, it is 18 where he currently resides in California." Well, let's unpack that. We just previously watched where Drake brought a 17-year-old on stage when he was 23 years old. But before that, he was 22 and dated and slept with SZA, who was only 17. The reason I believe SZA never came forward and said anything about being with Drake or dating him or anything is because she was not of age. He is very inappropriate and he has a long-standing history with this. Him texting Millie Bobby Brown at 14 years old saying, "I miss you so much," and all, come on. We can't avoid it or ignore it because he's so rich and he's so this. So of course he's not like that. These people that hurt and harm and prey on others do not have a face. Anybody can be it. Stop thinking that it has to be a creepy old guy standing across the street with beady eyes that is, a P word. Anybody can be one. It doesn't matter what they look like, how much money they have, where they live. Look at Epstein and his island. Look how rich he was. But look at the activities that he would partake in. Drake is no different. This is part 1. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed. We will definitely be back with part 2. But until then, have a blessed day. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.